Hey Scorpio, how are you doing? Let me just say, I did do, this is going to be take 2. I did a whole reading for you yesterday. Same card, same everything. We have the new moon in Cancer, I believe, coming up. And so the house of a zero tolerance policy, whether or not anybody realizes it, but a zero tolerance policy for toxic behaviors, attachments, etc. I found that out while working on spending a month studying, working on the 4th house in my astrology workbook. So yesterday I did a reading for you, and you know, I'm Scorpio rising, right? Pink spider. And the thing that happened was the cards that they had come out for me, through me, that there was no way I couldn't be, you know, they triggered me right off the bat. And I did my best to continue with it. And we had a conversation through the cards. And I screwed up. They let me screw up so that basically it spoiled the reading. I held on to it for a day. I contemplated whether or not to just publish it as an honest conversation, but that didn't sit easy with me. So I thought, no, I need to clear my energy. They need me to clear my energy. That's why they triggered me in that reading, so that I don't do exactly what I feared I would do, and that I did do, which couldn't be helped. They triggered me on purpose so that I would get through my own feelings about the topic. I don't know if that's the same topic they'll bring up today. But we had the 6 of Swords come out with the Lover's card. And I just didn't want to go there. But then that's me. And maybe, you know, like, it's not about me, it's about you. And that's the problem, you know. Sometimes the tough stuff needs talking about. It always needs talking about. So what I've done is I've relived that reading a couple of times, worked through my stuff with it, so that basically whatever comes through, absolutely I release any personal attachment to the cards, so that you hear what you want, you hear what you need to hear. I say what you need to hear, not what I feel about things, not my triggers, right? So hopefully that's all worked, and the best that I can in a reasonable time frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this for starts, and we're going to find out where your energy is at right now as we head into this new moon, and just see what exactly needs to be cleared out. Okay, so five of Pentacles, a necessary change. For me, this is Virgo energy, not Aquarius. Why would it be Aquarius? What am I trying to say? Taurus. To me, this is 6th house. So necessary change in either routines, habits, workplace methods. Something needs analysis. You know, maybe some work needs to be some written work, or a system, or it depends. We'll find out, but something along those lines. Home looks like it should be okay, because we're out of the home zone. We're out of the Ace through 4 of Pentacles, so we've got the stability potentially of the home in that 4. Okay, so we're going there. We got the 6 of Swords back. Okay. Safe passage, the gift. The gift of safe passage. The gift of, for me, this is Libra energy. So I have Virgo followed by Libra. So there's a possibility that we're talking about calendar dates as well. So September into October. That's a possibility. 6s are gifts from, usually I'd like to say, your guides, God. Now in Swords it would be information or method of communication, possibly a negotiation, right? something, because it's Libra energy, so something in the relationship, yes. There's safe passage to or from. Well, both simultaneously. It's kind of a north node, south node situation, right? Okay, so a 5 and a 6, which gives us an 11, yeah? Which is 2. Okay, so Scorpio, let's see where this is going for you. Now, the last reading, if this is connected to the last reading, you need it to be the Knight of Pentacles, persevering, working on your escape, which would be that safe passage. And we have a 10 of Wands, which for me, being Sagittarius, yes, but also completion of many soul contracts is my latest understanding of that card. It could be something else. We'll find out as we go. I know they triggered me on purpose. Okay, so now I have actually right next to her this pendant from Megara's Realm. I'll put the credit for her up again. Where do I have her even? I have her as a bookmark and something. But Megara, she makes one of a kind sometimes pieces, but it has Kali in it, yes, and Kali has the tongue. You know the Rolling Stones logo with the, and I've talked about Kali in previous readings, but this might be your first reading with me. And the tongue sticking out, that's the symbol of Kali that the Rolling Stones use. And here she is in this card. And so this is the deck that called me into tarot. This is the first deck I touched, and so it very much, and Kali appeared to me 2 years ago in October. And I thought she was a demon at first, yes. But so she has this, I don't know how clear it is. It should be fairly in focus at this rate, but tongue sticking out here, and of course the lovely tongue sticking out there. So I have there's no way that I read this as a true devil energy. The opposite of what many people would think of as God, but she steers up most of the work. She's the only person that's ever appeared to me, and she scared the shit out of me. And she gave me a lucid dream that had a murder weapon in it that I didn't know was was the case for a murder weapon in it. If you've ever heard of Michael Aquino, reports of his death, whether or not it's true, I don't know, but they surfaced last year, right while I was confronting, or just after I confronted somebody I accused of being one of his goons. And so a person in Australia claimed credit for it and put up a photo of the case that the sword was in that he used to kill Michael Aquino, and the case is exactly what Kali presented to me when she appeared to me. And so the timing of all of that, there's other things. In confronting that person, I believe I did cause the gas station explosion in Erling, Iowa. So, just a little context for this card. Of course, it's Capricorn energy. But for me, what I'm saying is, and I needed to say that to substantiate the fact that for me, she's the child protector. She's the demon eater, so that the demons can't do more harm, right? She is capable of ugly because she deals with ugly. So in terms of these two people then, I would say she's absolutely dealing with anything that's toxic between them. Try and stop things jittering here. Yeah, that's my take on that so far. Divine timing, absolutely. So it's her time right now for intervening. So this change in this 6, this gift are connected to her. And Megamundan is the artist who created this deck, the artwork for this deck. And thank you, Megamundan, for putting Kali in this. Whether or not you, well, you should know his symbols well enough. Okay. Oh, nice. Did you see how that turned around? it turned around, that 10. That matters. There's a turnaround because of what she's doing. So 2 10s, 2 completions. Yes. More Capricorn. I put this as Capricorn energy because I put it as 10th house energy. Career energy. The entrepreneur belongs with career house energy. And that's the 9 of Pentacles. So here we have completion. We have happy home. I should say we have a stable home. We don't have 10 of Cups yet, but we have the completion of soul contracts and completion of earthly steadiness, security, knowing that there's more to this life. The other tarot cards have that portal, that Masonic portal, yes, with the mystic sitting in front of it, looking into the, you know, spirit dimension or wherever we... I don't want to just be a spirit. I like being 3-dimensional. Okay, speaking of... sideways, suspended. So there's isolation, going it alone, that's suspended. Why? Divine timing. She's kind of at a, she's not at a 45-degree angle, but she's at an angle so that she's in process as far as I'm concerned. This is at a standstill. Why? Again, because see, now this card and this card go together for me. So there's this necessary change, and that's going to shake the Hermit for sure. Although it's part of his process, so maybe he's welcoming it, she's welcoming it. And Scorpio, you have similar cards because you have a 5, 6, 7. You know, others would put the 10 as Virgo, but there's no way Virgo makes an entrepreneur. I mean, the Hermit. He lives in a cave in the mountain. And you have to go to him. That would be a nice sales funnel, wouldn't it? Damn, the camera cut out as this king jumped out. And he jumped out right like that. Right there. I didn't move him. I didn't change his angle. And we'll get affirmations so that... now, what's interesting is that the camera cut out. And God knew that it would, right as this guy hits the table. So, there's like a disconnect. And there's a move that you don't see. And suddenly he's there. Or you're there. You know, it depends if this is you. Now, I believe I've talked about this card being connected, yeah, to the 5 of Pentacles, whereas, you know, most of the people would put it with the 10 of Pentacles. And I laughed about the Hermit not being, you know, it'd be a nice, yes, exactly, that's exactly when it cut out. Okay, so then what I got into the fact is that the King of Cups, Pisces can be all signs and all houses. Yes, Pisces can take on the qualities and the concerns of any house. Right, whenever a contract is coming up that needs to be addressed, then Pisces gets into that mode and deals with that house's situation, right? Or that sign's, you know, gets into that sign's kind of thinking. And so Pisces, they wear, the kings and the queens wear all the crowns. So there's like an 8 of infinite strength. That, you know, I would say more so than the Emperor and the Empress, right? They say the Emperor is the King of Kings and wears all the crowns. I would say, actually, if we really want to be even more accurate in our understandings, then let's say that there's something about the King and Queen of Cups that is beyond the other kings and queens because of 12th house. And so, with him in process, we have a process here and a process here. But what kind of a process is a king going through? Very interesting. And what's he looking at? Is he looking at the 5 and the 6? Or is he looking at the 5? Is he looking at the 10? Right? Is he looking at that stability? Is he trying to create it? Because this is King and Queen energy here. Achievement, yes, the 10s. Okay, 2 cards together. Okay. See, for me, Empress is even more Kali energy. It's the High Priestess energy manifesting. In Book of Revelations, which I don't adhere to, yes, even though I've got 26 years in the Christian churches, many of them, that are all absolutely should be on their knees at this point and convicted of criminal, mass mafia criminal offenses. In Jesus' name. Like, not the offenses in Jesus' name, but they should be convicted in Jesus' name. But she is, the figure in the Book of Revelations is described having the moon at her feet and having the 13 stars in her crown, right? And that is typically the Empress in other cards and the High Priestess. So High Priestess and Empress are one and the same. But one deals with strictly through your intuition, and this one deals with, you know, the Venus energy of looking after your pentacles, looking after your material needs, right? Doing the physical things. She dares to get pregnant. Ooh, as if it's a bad thing. And so now what's interesting is I have a very human person here, this King of Wands, who is being steered or being called to, let's say, the Divine Mother. This person in, you know, right over here. Right over here. He has the plan. And what's interesting is now the question is, who are these people to each other? Is this the same person? I feel like I'm not sensing that they are. Like, look at all the masculine energy on the table, but with divine feminine. Okay, so Aries and Pisces, the beginning and end, right? Beginning and end of the cycle. But career energy, okay, King energy here. A man with all the soul contracts, yes. But what about this King? Now he can be this King, absolutely. Is she working on that part of him? He's directly across from the Hermit on the wheel. Necessary change. And the 6 of Libra. Okay. Triggers. Triggers. Obviously, something's off between a partnership, a contract. But a sun for me is instincts and triggers. So if it comes through, and this divine timing again, like just a ton of divine timing here. So we could be working on triggers. And then with the sun down, we're looking at a moon situation. So that new moon. And we also have, you know, we have the season, the Leo season coming up, right? And the sun is attached to Leo season. So it could be, if it's a matter of timing, right? And if we're looking at October, September and October, then we might be going through something in July, let's say end of June in through July. And then we have the Lionsgate portal starting July 26th and going to about August 12th. Those long days of Sirius lined up over the Giza pyramids, which are actually meant to line up with Aldebaran in Taurus to start the Egyptian astrological year. But when they line up with Sirius, then we know, you know, there's that 8-8. That the 8-8 is, August 8th is the peak day, you know? And so there might be something that's really brought to the foreground with the 4, shall we say, with that. This change might be happening through that. Why the emphasis on, well, because we have 2 10s here. This person being more than one person, right? Worrying about, you know, like being more than one king. And very much, it's, you know, being water energy, Scorpio. Okay, so now we have almost a crossing energy with this king. Okay, this is exactly where we went wrong in the reading that made me realize that it was that it was a wrecked reading, and that it was going to end up a private, you know, like a pre-conversation, because the 4 of Cups came out and I misread it as the 5 of Cups. Don't get me started. I need glasses, okay? It's been a while since I've had them. And there's not really any excuse, because even without the glasses, I can see that there are 4 cups. But there was something in my mind. I had just finished a speech about not wanting to project into the reading and not, you know, and not seeing what I just wanted to see, that kind of, and so they got inside my head and they let me go ahead and read it as the 5 of Cups. And then they joked later on by chucking out the 5 of Cups onto the table. So here we go with the 4 of Cups again. So we have the 6 of Swords repeated and the 4 of Cups repeated. The stability. Cancerian energy, yes. So it's, again, so that toxic stuff, but looking for the stability. So either with guides or in the family, or I don't have a 2 of Cups here. I mean, there is a soulmate situation potentially here, or something to do with children. We have whole family energy here, or like whole home energy, yes. But this is in process. It has something to do with High Priestess. Like, it has something to do with knowing her or connecting with her or what she wants. So during this, so we're getting a series of events. We're getting a sense of progression, right? Like, and that's what you needed to, okay. At the bottom of the deck, you're one of your own cards, yes. But we have the Magician in progress. Sun's still in Gemini, actually, right now. Even though we're in Cancer season, it's going to take a little while longer yet for the Sun to reach Cancer. Mars just disappeared inside Cancer in the Beehive cluster, and will come out again in your sign, in your constellation. So it could have everything to do with loves and loyalties, which I equate with Mars. And Mars is the Emperor to the Empress, right? And therefore, and rules Aries. Yes, so yeah, I'm getting a strong sense of this sort of September, October, possibly even November, right? No, more September, October. Then with the change in this July season, Mind and imagination. Mercury. Obviously manifesting. You know, power. Absolute power. Also ruling Virgo, right? We've got the Hermit here. Sideways. So we have, yeah, we have a cross, not exactly a crossing energy, right? But a merging energy. And that should turn that Hermit, that mystic, the, you know, the wise. Sorry, another card flipped out before I knew the camera had cut out. But the wise, the mystic is the magician. He is the magician, and, you know, matured to a certain stage. And then, of course, even the Hanged Man and then the Fool, yes, they are the magician as well. Okay, so then what popped out in exactly the same way as the King of Cups popped out in between the camera runs, yes? Three of Cups came out. Now, the Three of Cups came out with the Four of Cups, like on top of the Four of Cups yesterday. And so, yeah, the good times. So I feel like once we've achieved, once you're in magician mode, once everything is, you know, this necessary change and the safe passage and everything like that you need, basically the completions, yes, and the success that brings the celebration, yeah, and the stability. Once the celebrations show up, then he shows up either first, yes, but they're kind of going to show up the same way. That's what I'm sensing. But if he's you, she, you know, however this goes. So we're working on self. First house. Yeah, completing a cycle. Like again, first house, 12th house. But again, your own energy, Scorpio, right? Typically I put Scorpio as the Knight of Cups. But there's no reason why, you know, you're not, you know, mastermind thinking. Absolutely, we all have to achieve somewhere in our chart. We are in a King of Cups, Queen of Cups mode. Because we all have 12th house placements. Okay, more. Queen of Swords. She looks like fun, doesn't she? Yeah, he's not so sure. Not betting on himself. Okay. Well, that's the first Swords card on the table. Sometimes she's also a Kali card for me, but right now we got enough Kali on the table. But yeah, no, cutting out the toxic stuff. And she's in process. So yeah, she's working on, this person's working on getting clear on things. And look, 90-degree angles, so both in process. What do we need to know? Since we know all, okay, just do that. All right. So we have 3 10s on the table now. That's nice. Okay. And that's her thinking, mastermind thinking, new page, new leaf, starting over fresh. Starting over fresh with this, with you. So it could be divine feminine, divine masculine. We've got a soulmate situation here. We have two people that Kali is working with. We have Libra energy there, Virgo energy. So the your Virgo energy needs to go through this change. The self. I don't think we can handle too many more cards. Seven of Wands. Yeah. Transformation. A transformation of what is wanted. Like stepping into identity. This king's identity, right? Are you mirroring each other? Okay, some clarity on this. What do we need to know right now? Is the transformation what we need to know right now? I think the timeline. Again, this is Leo energy. So there's a, you know. For me, this is Aquarius energy. Obviously, Cancer energy. So, but we have Gemini, and we've got it all here. But I do sense a strong, because of the progression from Virgo to Libra, and because I changed up those classifications. Otherwise it would be Taurus and Aquarius. But I know I'm right. And then we have Sagittarius and Capricorn. So full stability by December. The work is done. Work is done. December, January. Work is done. December, November, December. We'll see. Anything else? It's like this is a, well, you know, Scorpio does like to know, don't we? We do like to know the plan. So is this the game plan? This side doesn't want to speak. He kind of wants to speak. Oh, there he is again. Not betting on himself. Okay. Let's see if this is the final card. Well, more Aries energy. Leading back to this Two of Wands. But we have a process again of either waiting or not waiting. I want to say not waiting. Mars rules this energy. We're talking, I mean, this guy's actually, I would put as Sagittarius. Technically, because I'd put it as 9th house energy. But, back to the 2, up to the 4. 2 up there, 4 here. manifesting. While the other reading ended with the Two of Pentacles. And a personal reading I got today ended with the Two of Pentacles. No. Okay, so let's release this, because that's what we want. What do we want to manifest? I mean, we're talking about a new moon manifestation. So what does Scorpio need to... Already need to be that Knight of Pentacles, just focusing on work. Yeah, I think, you know, this, keep an eye out for this 6. Keep an eye out for this gift of justice, of safe passage. Is that who I think it is? No. It came out this way, 9 of Swords, right next to that 10 of Swords. So proving yourself to everyone and completion. So, and it's pointing in the same direction as the water energy. Houdini card with the 8 of Swords. But yeah, proving yourself to everyone. In communication, right? This is 11th house energy for me. So this Queen of Swords energy. Necessary change in involving communication. Which will put you to the top of your game. And therefore Magician energy. And mystic energy, because the mystic needs to communicate. You know, the mystic is safe from communicating, well, by and large. He likes to be silent with her, yeah. But then, in order to look after your pentacles, and we want to get through that 6 of Pentacles. We've got the 6 for me is the free will soul contract card. So there's a change that's necessary in order to understand what that contract is and what your free will with it is, so that you can transform into who you're supposed to be. So we're looking at a transformation in order to step into your the new contract, because if we have 10, then we have a new contract coming up. We have an Ace of Wands coming up, and we have an Ace of Pentacles coming up, right? And you need to be ready for them. You need to be ready for them. You need to be, since we're at completion with things, you need to be ready for the next beginnings. Boom, the door shuts, yes. And we have, yes, we have 3 10s on the table. What's the 4th 10 we're missing? The Cups, the 10 of Cups, the happiness, obviously. Obviously we don't have the 10 of Cups yet, but that's what we want. We have the Sun upside down. So she's working. It did that thing again. It did that thing again. So that's 3 times. Manifestation 3 times. In this reading, where the cards flip out. That never usually happens to me. Cards flipped out right as the camera cuts. Or that I know the camera's cut. Your camera usually, I don't hear it until it's already cut out for a few seconds. Final words. Make it good. The Knight of Cups, Scorpio for sure, with the 7 of Coins. What were we talking about, those 7 of Coins? The necessary change, so that the free will and the contract can be understood, so that the transformation can happen. And then, yes. Which is interesting, because if we already have the 10 here, then what are we transforming for? Except unless there's the timeline. If we're looking at Sagittarius season and Capricorn season, right? Capricorn season, then we are also looking at potentially, now remembering that the sun hits these constellations later than the signs do, so we could be looking into February. At the latest. And here's where we're at. 5, 6, 7 of Cups. So we're finishing up the 3 and 4. Knight's going through a transformation. That's what Knights do. And this is the transformation. So all that Virgo energy, right? So here we have this Virgo energy, this Magician, right? This is why he's sideways. The free will and the soul contract. What's in between the 5 and the 7? The 6. So again, engaging or not engaging. And of course, really, there's not, if you want to survive, there's not too much choice there, is there? And these came out on the angle. Pretty much the same angle, I believe, as the King. So just reinforcing that. So this is what we're heading towards, is full 12th house abilities. And she's working with you on your plan. This King is the king with the plan. So this is all about the plan. There. And the 3 leading back to a 2. And leading towards a 4. So planning, and then we have the manifestation, and we have 3 incidents. Yes, so this is going to happen when you don't see it. This is going to happen when you don't see it. This is going to happen when you don't see it. All of a sudden, boom, you'll be in King energy. All of a sudden, boom, there will be celebration. There will be audiences. There will be people receptive to you. And all of a sudden, boom, you will be transformed and secure. That's the sense I can make of it, Scorpio. And I feel if we take into account needing to clear the energy and needing to do a second reading and clearing out my triggers and clearing out your triggers, which is what we have here. We have the Sun reversed as in triggers. So this new moon is exactly what that's going to be. Then taking us through that Leo season. So you're going to work on whatever needs to be worked on during that, is what I feel. Okay, Scorpio? It's all just right here. Let's just, like, feel free to just take a screenshot and try to remember what the hell. No, I'll just watch it again, be sure I got it all straight. But yeah, and remember your Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles in the last card. We have, this would be a Knight of Pentacles card. Yes. And you. Carry on, my friend. Carry on. Persevere. Much love. I will be back soon.